election headquarters.
Now on This Week in Louisiana Politics, why a plan to reconnect the Mississippi River to its wetlands, build new land, and restore dying estuaries is on life support. It's the Mid-Barataria Sediment Diversion Project. Polls show the vast majority of Louisianans support it, 83% to be precise, but recent moves by Governor Jeff Landry have stopped the project dead in its tracks. Louisiana First News anchor Andre Morrow's repeated attempts to ask Governor Landry questions have gone unanswered. So he went to a board meeting of the Coastal Protection Restoration Authority to see if he'd have better luck with their chairman.
Yeah, let's talk about what it does. This is the...
I didn't come to argue with you. Your mind's made up. Go.
No, my mind's not made up.
We're doing what we got to do.
The science is what made up.
Turns out I got nowhere with Gordon Dove, chairman of the CPRA. His job, in a nutshell, protect the coast and everyone who lives there. The board meeting I attended took place to discuss plans for next year.
Those issues haven't really stopped those projects.
But there's one thing that, oddly enough, never came up. The Mid-Barataria Sediment Diversion Project. It used to dominate these meetings. It is, after all, one of the largest coastal restoration projects in the world. A unique, tailor-made project that Fulbright scholar, oceanographer, and geologist Alex Kolker thinks we should all be proud of.
I have worked internationally. I've worked here in Louisiana, and I've worked all over the world. And one thing I tell people is that Louisiana has the most sophisticated coastal restoration plan, not just in the Gulf and not just in the U.S., but in many ways across the world.
There is one reason Mid-Barataria may not have been brought up. Just days before, Landry ordered work on it to stop, saying it was costing too much.
It's already above what the allotted money is in the...
When did that happen?
Well, we've been going over all the monies, everything that pertains to this.
There was no change in this until the past year.
The governor wants facts, figures, and backups, and that's what we're doing right now.
But isn't there nothing but facts, figures, and backups with this plan?
No, it's not.
Dove claimed a lot of things were missing in the pricing of Mid-Barataria, but he never said what those things were.
Stopping Mid-Barataria does have its fans. After all, scaling back or eliminating that kind of work on the levee is something that most Plaquemines, oystermen, and shrimpers have wanted all along. Is there a new plan? If so, the public's been kept in the dark about it. And if there is one, it now faces an even bigger problem.
Louisiana First News obtaining this letter from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to the state. The basic point, the Corps claims the state deliberately withheld crucial information and is suspending a permit for the mega project. That missing information apparently includes unresolved negotiations with Plaquemines Parish and Governor Landry's recent decision to impose a 90-day halt on construction. Soon after, the governor pulled out one of the oldest plays in the political playbook, blame the guy who came before you. He's been posting on Facebook, pointing the finger at the former governor. In one post, Landry said, quote, shockingly, Governor John Bell Edwards hid reports from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers simply to get a permit. This project is like a John Grisham novel, a real-life Pelican Brief, end quote. Edwards denies the accusations, labeling the claims as flat-out wrong, adding, quote, Governor Landry's attempt to scapegoat is why partisan politics has no place in the state's coastal restoration work. But he can't help himself, end quote. The political drama and the fact this project is now on life support is discouraging to those who take pride in letting the science speak for itself and lead the way. People like State Representative Joe Orgeron and Polly Glover of Restore or Retreat.
This is the one cornerstone project of the Coastal Master Plan, devised without politics in the picture, just science. And to see this particular one project, as you said, being dismantled is just heartbreaking.
Without that additional fresh water and that sediment, our projects are not going to sustain. They're not going to have any extended life.
All the subsequent projects of in the Barataria Basin look forward look and base their success in metrics are based on the Mid-Barataria being present and
Correct.
putting the sediment and the fresh water in there.
Every aspect, every inch of Mid-Barataria has been reviewed by the experts, and suddenly pulling the rug out from under the project has consequences. New Orleans philanthropist Ann Milling has worked alongside her husband King Milling since even before the first coastal master plan was written, and is most concerned that the public, she says, is not hearing the truth.
And how can we get the truth out? That this project started in 2007. It has been vetted by the best scientists, engineers across the world, not just America. People from Vietnam to Amsterdam have looked at the Mid-Barataria sediment diversion. And so it's been scrutinized every which way and has been considered the most important project that the master plan could possibly undertake for Louisiana.
Whenever you hear that we cannot afford it, that is simply not true.
Director for the National Audubon Society, Lauren Berg, was one of a dozen Mid-Barataria advocates pleading with the board to stick with the science and coastal master plan and do it in public.
I would love to be able to comment on the new plan or new project that they're presenting. None of that has been given to the public. All of it has been behind closed doors. I would love to comment and say that we can accept this, or we would love to, who's doing the science, who's doing the engineering. There's no details and there's no communication. When we have the funding to do this project, we have the billions of dollars in our hands, it is simply irresponsible for us to walk away from it.
Andre Morrow reporting there. Andre called and emailed the governor's office multiple times, finally getting an email from his director of communications saying, sorry, I was out of the country. Monday is Coastal Day at the state capitol. At 3 p.m., coastal advocates will speak to underscore the urgent need for the Mid-Barataria project to move forward. Senator Bill Cassidy weighed in on coastal restoration efforts during the week during his weekly press briefing. He authored the RISE Act, short for Reinvesting in Shoreline Economies and Ecosystems, with the purpose to create multiple dedicated streams of funding for coastal infrastructure and resiliency in Louisiana. Now, he has worked closely with coastal experts and is no fan of partisan politics standing in the way of the state's urgent needs.
I have not read documents that are allegedly there or not there, but I trust you guys to inform us all as to who's right. But what is right is protecting our coastline and rebuilding, or else our state will have worse flooding, worse damage from future hurricanes, and it can be stopped, and let's stop it.
The RISE Act bill passed the Energy and Natural Resources Committee on Capitol Hill and would need to be reintroduced in this next Congress. Louisiana has seen some good news in education with the National Report Card moving the state up in ranking, but there's more work to be done. We'll tackle that when we come back. Stay with us.